Hey, so I don't know if it's possible to spoil a review, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Play this game. If you're on the fence, stop watching this video right now. Just play this game. This will hurt my analytics, but please, this is one of the best games I've ever played. Anyways, here's the actual review, which starts with, you gotta play Clair Obscur Expedition 33 if you like turn-based RPGs. I know this has been a really abrupt start to a review, very much non-traditional, but hear me out. I don't know what it is about the last few months in just really good games coming out, but this one is on another level because it blew me away in a manner that very few games ever have. And I'm not just saying that because I was provided a review copy, thanks Guillotine, but oh my god, you're doing yourself a disservice if you like this genre and don't plan to play this. I'm gonna start with the gameplay. This is a turn-based RPG that takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of different places, including stuff like Persona, Final Fantasy, Lost Odyssey, The Legend of Dragoon, and more. Despite its relatively Western style, this is basically a JRPG through and through. You can clearly tell that the team behind this game loves the JRPG genre. Battles take place with up to 3 party members at a time, and each character has their own unique gimmick of sorts. I don't want to get too into the weeds of the game's mechanics in this review, but the way you utilize characters and their strengths is actually pretty complex but immensely rewarding. What sets this game apart from other games like it is the fact that it's not just battling back and forth, but also dodging and parrying enemy attacks. The timing varies depending on the enemy and its specific attacks, and you have to learn its patterns. And utilizing these parry mechanics is just as important, if not more important, than stuff like raw stats, which you'd usually focus on more in a traditional JRPG. And every character's unique gameplay style has you sometimes banking points or affinities, and it almost feels like playing like a trading card game like Magic the Gathering or the Pokemon TCG. A lot of the status effects encourage synergy, using each character's strength to maximize the offensive output. And that's not even to mention the Legend of Dragoon-esque skill timing system that rewards fast reflexes with more potent abilities. It's just a ton of fun and definitely more engaging than a standard turn-based RPG because it kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat for every battle, regardless of whether it's a boss or just some normal grunt enemy you found in the field. In the field, you traverse every area with whichever playable character that you want that can be switched around anytime without actually affecting your party makeup. The gameplay here is exactly what you'd expect it to be. Running around the game world, finding items, and actually some light platforming sometimes too. These environments are fantastic. There's a refreshing feeling of non-obviousness to them. Everything feels organic, and usually I don't see anything ahead of me that screams out, oh, this is obviously where I'm supposed to go, or oh, there's definitely gonna be a boss fight here. And it's a really great feeling that a lot of adventure games, even really excellent ones, still sometimes don't always do that well. Yet despite this, I still very seldom found myself getting lost or ever confused as to where I should go next. Now, while I would normally be like, oh, this game is gorgeous, it looks amazing at all times, and that'd be it, what's extra impressive about this game is the fact that these are what I'd consider AAA visuals and set pieces, but the studio that made this game is completely new and relatively tiny with only like 30 people apparently. That's an incredible achievement, and I think that's something that needs to be kept in mind here because this is insane. The only gripe that I have with the visuals is that while the lip syncing is pretty spot on in the most important scenes, many of the minor scenes don't really line up too much, but that's really just more of a nitpick. The game delivers so much more than it has any expectation to. It's beautiful and almost in a strange, unique way at times. It's packed full of a ridiculously diverse set of really inventive and trippy environments, and while I don't want to spoil all of the set pieces in this review, look at this. It's underwater, except it's not underwater. I know that's like a caveman interpretation, but I think just seeing it speaks for itself. Also, I want to make a special note that the voice performances in this game are equally incredible, but I don't think anybody at all would be surprised given just how stacked the cast is. Still, the performances are emotional, impactful, and generally always feel authentic. And the music, my god, it is it's so good. There's so much vocal beauty and almost otherworldly instrumentation with varied themes that seemingly never repeat. My initial comparison when I first started playing were actually with that of Yuki Kajira's soundtracks from the Xenosaga games, but as I played more and more, it went kind of beyond that, and all I can tell you is to take a listen for yourself, even if you're not interested in playing the actual game. There's a huge mix of varying genres, from cinematic orchestral to exotic world-like themes, to even electronic and drum and bass influences in some of the tracks. The boss battle music especially shines through, to the point where I just sat in a couple of the boss fights doing nothing but just listening to the music, something I normally only do in stuff like Yoko Shimomura's Kingdom Hearts soundtracks. It's just a gorgeous soundtrack that is in the contender for one of my top of all time, and it complements the world and its story perfectly. Speaking of, I'm gonna be very vague when talking about the story here, but that's on purpose because I really don't want to spoil anything. Just to give a basic overview for context, this game takes place in a world that is at the mercy of the Paintress, a mysterious being being that paints a new number on a giant obelisk every year, counting down by 1 each time. That number indicates the age that you can reach, meaning that anyone at or above that age just ceases to exist. The main character is Gustav, a member of the newest expedition, Expedition 33, which matches the number on the obelisk, a militant group who dedicate the final year of their lives to pursue and eventually thwart the Paintress, in the hopes of living once again in a world where people can grow old. In general, the game kind of has a melancholic tone, and there's a lot of little moments that range from cute to funny to sad to just everything. It's everything I love in RPG writing, and the writing here is just fantastic. I told you, I really like this game, but it's got a really nice balance of lighthearted moments that shine through in the writing too. Now, there are a few things that I won't say I didn't like about the game, but I more wish existed. First is the big one, which is manual saves. The game has an excellent autosave that happens pretty often, but with an RPG like this, I really just like having the option to save my game at specific points, because I feel kinda uneasy about just letting the autosave control everything. Now, you can load previous autosaves, it looks like, but I'm scared to do that in case it overwrites my current save. If you know of a way to save manually and I'm just missing it though, please let me know in the comments. The second less important thing is that this game is kind of the poster child of a game that would benefit from a photo mode. I'm not just trying to gas this game up, but these environments can be pretty incredible, and I'm the kind of person that likes taking screenshots in games like this. If somehow one of the devs ends up watching this, first off, that's awesome and I'm honored. You folks did a fantastic job, but also please add a photo mode and, you know, maybe some manual save options. Anyways, I've gotten to the point where I'm just rambling, so let me say this. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 not only aspires to reach the heights of its many inspirations, I'd say it matches them, despite the modestly small and new team behind it. The gameplay is truly addicting and innovative in its own right, and I heavily recommend this to anyone who has even a passing interest in stuff like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, basically anything from Mistwalker, and all games of those genres. It's that good. I'm definitely gonna need some time to consider where this falls on my personal all-time tier list, but as of now, it's already the best game I've played this year, and it's gonna take something pretty ridiculous to beat it. But before I go, I just want to thank my patrons and channel members, including That's Ash and Megomaj in the Played Every Game tier, along with all the wonderful folks you see on your screen. And as always, thank you, person watching this. I've got another review coming in the near future, and then we should be seeing the video that everybody's been waiting for. You know what it is. Well, until then, have a fantastic day.